That's James Creed on the other side of our studio. Good to see you, sir.
Likewise, Mark.
Focusing on Emmanuel Macron in London for this Media Watch.
That's right. En Marche, which is the name of his movement, and has been translated...
Emmanuel Macron, En Marche.
Exactly. I hadn't actually spotted that there. That's
bit
true.
Bit of egotism, perhaps.
It's been very carefully crafted, I think, as a campaign. Are you ready to walk, says the translation in English, for the London leg of his campaign. I don't think it's quite as snappy in English, because the whole thing of En Marche, it gives a sense of momentum. It has the idea of marching, sort of, a political campaign. Walking doesn't really do it quite to the same extent, no. I would suggest.
Not at all.
Here you have the queues. This is a few hours ago as people were filing into the venue in Westminster. There you go. So queues going around. There were about 3,000 people who turned out for it. Quite like this tweet. Never saw so many French people queuing in an orderly fashion.
Yes, it's not a very French thing.
No, it's not.
Fashion, is it? It's barging in is an art in France.
It's a cultural thing. Meanwhile, a packed hall full of froggies and roast beefs. We were just speaking about rugby. It's an affectionate thing, isn't it? Froggies and roast beefs most of the time.
Yeah, sure it is.
Roast beef.
It's
there
affectionate
you go.
from the roast beef side.
Right. Froggy can be affectionate. Now, as one person points out here, there were two footballers present at the rally this evening, Mark. There was Yohan Cabaye, is that correctly pronounced?
Yohan
Cabaye and Steve Mandanda.
Both playing at Crystal Palace in London.
Well, there you go, London-based team. And
they didn't have to walk very far.
They didn't, around the corner, Westminster. And one person saying, look, he's a real pro when it comes to communications. He made sure that there were some stars in the room, that there was some buzz, I guess, about the whole thing online. What else do we have? Now, a lot of talk at that meeting as well, or that rally rather, in London, about Brexit. He actually had the nerve, maybe some would say, to address the whole issue of Brexit.
Did you say you had the nerve?
Well, I guess from...
You said it under your breath, didn't you?
It was just... He was in front of number 10. He had just come out from meeting Theresa May, and he pledged to lure British talent to France after Brexit.
That is quite a thing to say right in Downing Street, isn't it?
I think it was perhaps intentionally bold and provocative. Yeah, they're more neutral words than whatever I said a moment ago.
No, I think we're on the same hymn sheet.
Let's let Luke Springthorpe say it. Not entirely sure why Macron was invited to slate the UK on the doorstep of number 10, but hopefully we won't see him here again. Right? So somebody...
I don't think Luke was impressed.
I don't think Luke was impressed, but it was certainly bold, I suppose, because the tendency up to this point has been that French people tend to go to London for work, where it is perhaps, is it the sixth biggest... The city?
The sixth biggest French city.
There you go. I think it's...
In terms of the French population in London, it would be the sixth biggest city were it transposed into France.
Right. So maybe what Macron was saying is post-Brexit, perhaps the flows will start going the other way. And I think there was something yesterday about an orchestra based in London now moving over to Brussels because of fears of residency, because it's a sort of a trans-European...
University perhaps opening a school in France, that kind of thing. Already France 24 has taken the cream of British journalists.
Of course, absolutely. And beyond. In any case...
and beyond, Kate. Kate, I'm sorry, Kate.
Indeed. And me.
Sorry, James, and you.
We're all one big family. It's a global family. But in any case, it did get a lot of headlines. May hosts French presidential candidate. What else do we have? I'll quickly whiz through some of them. Unabated rise could mean 2017 is another year for a political outsider.
So Benedict Pavio,
who we do know very well.
Our own Benedict Pavio.
There you go. But
doing the foreigner for the Telegraph.
She probably hadn't seen the poll that came out the same day that this was published. I think the poll might have come out after this went to the press, A new poll is showing that he is now slipping. François Fillon is beginning to make back ground after weeks of being pummeled over suspected fake jobs. Sure.
So if he's there,
yeah,
and so the point being that Fillon would go through to the second round, yeah?
It means that he would be eliminated, and he's dropped 5 points, Mark, and this is in the last while.
But
largely because he tackled some thorny issues such as France's colonial past, in Algeria notably, where he made statements such as colonization being a crime against humanity, which he then nuanced, saying it's a crime against the human being. But it didn't please everybody.
In French law, it's been expunged. That's the issue. In French law, they've expunged it to say that cannot be called a crime against humanity.
Right.
That's French law.
Right.
people abroad might save it, or the UN might save it, or someone else might save it. If it happened today, is of course a different matter, and that's what I think he's getting at, isn't it?
I think he's saying it's a thorny issue, and we need to have almost like a review, a broad
because
review
the ill feeling, the
whole
bad feeling
thing.
persists big time.
It does, and it's. I think he was. Some would say he was brave to tackle a very thorny and controversial issue. In any case, Emmanuel Macron still. I'll just finish with one brief fact. It has now been announced that there's going to be a big TV debate, the first of I think quite a few, on the 20th of March. That's in just a few weeks' time, between the 5 kind of major candidates, Fillon, Hamon, Le Pen, Macron, Mélenchon. There may be some other candidates, but they don't yet have all of the signatures required to be official.
It'd be cool to host that, wouldn't it, if we could do that?
Well, TF1 is hosting it.
We'd have a lot of fun, wouldn't we? We'd do it properly. James, thank you very much indeed. James Crean with Media Watch, Kate with The Business, the cream of the crop. Thank you for being with us. Stay with us. More news to come here live from Paris.